Hey, what's up, everybody? Just today's video is going to be a little bit different. Um, I just kind of had an epiphany on everything, and I'm just doing shit the wrong way. Um, I've just realized, and I'm sure y'all realized this before me, but we're not going to convince certain people. You know what I'm saying? And even shooting my own self in the foot a little bit. It's like I acknowledge that, my page is private for the most part, right? So it's like most people checking my page are like not going to be convinced by what I'm saying. I'm mostly like preaching to the choir in certain aspects. You might have learned a couple more things, you might have expanded some things, but like I'm really not speaking to the audience that I really want to speak to in this dynamic. I may get a couple of MAGA dissenters, but they're tuning this out, right? And I think a lot of the left side is doing this, right? A lot of the left side is like trying to have aha moments, right? And compel people with facts and charts and look, this is so hypocritical and everything like this. Like, can't you see? Can't you see? And it's just like, they can, right? And it's just like I feel like I've been trying to appeal to different things. So it's like I probably still will do some things that are just like are jarring to me that will result in like basically a rant, some shit like that. But I think as far as like my strategy purposes, I'm definitely switching it up in terms of like how I'm going to utilize these videos. And so what I want to do in that aspect is just be on some shit like a call to action for us, right? A call to action for people that in my sphere that, you know, like we got to do shit right now. Um, and if you don't think that now is the time to do something in our government, like if you ever wondered like in the past, like, oh, there's some of these social moments where there's some pivotal moments in history, like you're living in one right now. And it might even be the biggest one because America, even throughout all its shit, has never been this close to fascism and losing our democracy. Like I I don't know what is more important, right? In terms of all of us. Like there hasn't been a more pivotal moment for black and brown people since slavery, right? So I just realized that like I'm not going to convince a lot of people on the other side because it is a part of them, right? They have literally made MAGA and right wing politics a part of their personal identity, like from their race and ethnicity to their faith, to their ethos. Like it's not about politics anymore. It's not about policy. They don't have any policies, right? They really don't have any policies. Their shit is mostly just about denying stuff to other people, right? And they want to exert control over other people. It's like they're so scared about cities, but they don't live there. So why are you so concerned about crime in cities that you don't live in? That you want to send the National Guard into the cities that you don't live and take money and resources that you desperately need out of your own states, like places like Texas are spending millions of dollars to send their troops up and fly people out while their state is literally in debt. They can't afford their state without the federal government. So how do you even have money? And how are the people of Texas saying like, yeah, instead of giving us money that we need, by the way, like hundreds of people just died in the fucking flood because Texas claimed not to have money for monitoring systems, but yet you have enough money to answer the call to go and send troops up to Chicago and to Portland when the governors and local officials don't want them. Imagine if that happened to you, if governors were saying like it's ridiculous. Like, and so that's what I'm saying, trying to convince people about, oh, well, if that happened to you, you wouldn't like it either. Like you can't even have that argument because they will think of some other mental jujitsu to fucking get out of that logical argument. Like, hey, we want people with due process. Like, don't you get arrested and want due process? You can't even have that argument with them. Like, it's just so it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? It's like trying to convince. So the only thing we can do is like actually make calls to action for us, right? And motivate us. We all know people that didn't vote. We all know people that voted for Trump. We all know people that are like single issue things that are not registered. Like we have to get them motivated, right? And we have to be those things, right? And what will motivate us? Like what will motivate us? That thing that happened in Chicago, it is so scary. Like And maybe this will help. Maybe explaining it in terms of like why it should be scary to you might motivate you to do something. Like, I don't think we get the fact that these motherfuckers sent Blackhawks. Like, this was literally like Fallujah. This was a military operation that they did in Chicago on a residential facility, a residential apartment building with 300 people. Of course, all black and brown. Of course, just ironically, right? And so at first, they said, "Oh, we're going after undocumented immigrants," and they happen to be a part of like a Venezuelan gang. They're these 6 people that we're looking for, and we're just going in. Mind you, they've never provided any intelligence. They've never provided you any of the evidence that they said that these certain people were even in this building or anything like that. And then as it went on, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were like, "Oh, well, we were just looking for just gang members." So when the bullshit about undocumented immigrants and the bullshit about the Venezuelan gangs like didn't pass, then they're just like, "Oh, we're doing this military style invasion just for regular gang members." What? Since when are we doing fucking Black Hawk Down invasions in domestic cities for gang members? Like, so it's just like pick a crime, any crime, right? And no due process. So like they were literally taking everyone out the building in the middle of the night, fucking handcuffing them, putting them behind in vans for days, people, children coming out naked. You know what I'm saying? Like, just imagine you're asleep at 2 o'clock in the morning and you have like the military and raiding your door, knocking your doors down, destroying your property, all this kind of shit, all the most un-American stuff ever. No warrants, no nothing. And this can happen everywhere. This is literally the testing ground. This is the testing ground. This could happen in every city. And just imagine if all they could say was like, "Hey, we're just looking for gang." Like, in the line could change. We're looking for undocumented immigrants. Then we're looking for terrorists. Now we're looking for gang. It doesn't matter. And if the fact that they don't have to have any evidence, like, and there's no due process, like, so they can just come in, fuck your shit up, no evidence, no due process, no warrants, no nothing, kidnap you for days. Then what? Like, this is the new thing. Like, this is the call to action, yo. Like, and that's what they're doing. And now, like, they're trying to classify like Antifa as an organization, which is not even an organization. And so they're basically saying anybody that the government disagrees with can be classified as Antifa, as gang members, as violent terrorists. Like, they're classifying them like the Taliban. And imagine what they can do. And what they're doing is trying to desensitize us into all this stuff. Like, they're fucking blowing up boats in international waters just under the suspicion that they could be drug dealers. So if they're drug dealers, is that a lethal offense? If people are selling drugs, all of a sudden they get the automatic death penalty? Like, first and foremost, like, what the fuck? Then they destroy all the evidence, so there's no way to even find out whether these people were actually drug dealers, right? And usually what happens is we go, we capture them, we see if there's drugs in the boats, there's due process, but there's not even that now. And let's just take our current law of averages. Like, we usually get it wrong about 25% of the time. And that's with our whole due process. So using that law of average, you know, from the 4 boats they blown up, there was one that wasn't a drug boat. So we just blew up innocent people in innocent waters. Like, the time to act is now. We will never convince them of anything, but we need to convince ourselves that this is just going to get fucking worse. And we have to do something. Like, what are we going? Like, we have to do something. We just can't do nothing. This is the time. Until next time, y'all.